40 years ago, the world learned that in space, no one can hear you scream. With the horror movie Alien. This movie has inspired and terrified many, and I would argue has aged very well if we ignore the video games. And it has appeared in board games many times, including a cool new ones that are yet to be released, but now it seems it's finally come to infest the RPG world.
That's right. Free League Publishing has announced that they are coming out with a line of alien-themed tabletop role-playing games. This is the company known for adapting the Mutant Year Zero games, and they also have done Tales from the Loop is probably their most well-known role-playing game. And this one is going to take place after the events of Aliens, the second Alien movie, which makes it the second time that someone has tried to erase, or actually maybe the third time someone's tried to erase all the events post-Aliens for all the movies people don't like quite as much. And you're going to have the option of either playing more of a traditional role-playing style where you will create a character and you will play over multiple sessions of an ongoing campaign as a colonist of a new world, as a miner dealing with governments, all kinds of different factions, as well as, of course, aliens. And it's also going to include a series of shorter scenarios known as cinematic modes that are going to be pre-written one-shot scenarios where your characters are more likely to not make it out alive, probably focusing more on the actual horror of the Aliens franchise, and I'm guessing xenomorphs will kill you when you play. It's going to be a full-color hardcover book releasing later this year, and the first cinematic mode included is called Chariot of the Gods, and it comes from sci-fi writer Andrew E.C. Gaska. So if you know that writer, you may or may not be excited for that. We don't know what it's about yet. But yeah, Alien, I know it's one of our favorite franchises in sci-fi, horror, or just in general. How excited are you for this?
I mean, I'm unbelievably excited. Alien is definitely in my top 5 favorite franchises since I saw it as a little kid for some odd reason. And this just seems so good because it's still horror RPG, which I think while you could do Cthulhu RPGs, I feel like there aren't as many out there that are big titles. There's plenty of small independent ones like 10 Candles, which is really fun. And the cinematic mode is exactly what you'd want in there. Something where you can say right off the bat, this is a one shot and people are going to die.
Yeah, 10 Candles. I think another big one is Dread. I think it has definitely been proven that horror can work well in a role-playing game. I think even, I would argue, as we've seen so far, better than it works in a traditional board game. And so I think this is a perfect place to bring Alien in. And I'm just really excited about the possibilities of what it could be, because obviously, you know, being on a spaceship, hiding from a xenomorph, I mean, that's the thing everyone's going to want to do. And I think that's what those cinematic modes, or at least some of them, will concentrate on. But there's also the potential to just be in this world and be on some like adjacent planet where you're impacted by those events, but you're not necessarily in those stories. And it could open up some very interesting lore possibilities.
Well, one of the big reasons why I think this is going to be so good is because when you play a board game or a card game, it's in essence, whether it's cooperative or competitive, you know, it's a certain set of rules that will always happen no matter what. And sometimes those just don't work out too well. In an RPG element, the game master can always tweak it so you're always on edge. If you're having some troubles rolling or something, he probably won't throw like a herd of aliens at you or something. You're just gonna see one or something. But if you're doing well and you just killed one, so you're like, guys, we just killed one. Little do you know, there's like 2 more hiding in the vents behind you.
Right. Having someone who's there in real time watching over you makes it, much more custom experience and can tailor it to the horrors that you want. This particular RPG will be using the same system that their other games used, like Tales from the Loop, but they said it will have some tweaking to fit more in line with the Alien universe. So we don't know exactly what that is yet. Presumably something along the lines of maybe like a tension level, or like an exhaustion or fear level that your character has that might make it harder to do things as time goes on.
Well, I think another thing is a traitor system. You know, some people could be working for the Corp, you know, secretly. Some people could be working for other factions. You could do so much.
That would be very interesting. Although I think traitors in an RPG is always dangerous.
Well, that would definitely be more for a one-shot thing, and it would be like special rules. And I guess one more thing I want to add is for anyone who's seen maybe just the movies and are like, well, there's aliens. What else could there? I mean, I know they're scary, but if you go into the expanded universe, there's a lot of different species and weird aliens out there. Like, there's like a mantis one, there's a gorilla one. There's a story about two rival hives fighting each other, a red and a black one, I believe, or it might have been red and white. But, so they're also monster-wise, you could throw a lot of stuff. You don't know what's going to come and hit you.
Yeah, I agree. I think monster-wise, and even just thinking of non-combat related, there's a lot that doesn't get explored directly in the films that I think is really interesting to discover. And they also mention at the end of the press release that in 2020 they have certain expansions and modules planned that will tie into future plans for the franchise. I don't even know that Fox has nailed those down yet, at least that they've released to the public about what they're going to do next with the franchise, if there's going to be like another Prometheus type movie, or if they were going to do like a reboot.
Yeah, so, I'm just going to say now, when we play this RPG, I'm erasing all events from Prometheus and Covenant.
Well, that's what's so interesting is that...
well, maybe Prometheus wasn't terrible, but Covenant really.
People have a lot of different opinions on those movies. I know some people just hate them outright. Some people like parts of them. But this, like I said, this RPG takes place after Aliens. So anything Alien 3 and later, you don't have to worry about unless I presume the later modules will bring in those events that you can play around with.
Honestly, it's an RPG. Have fun. Make it terrifying.
Right. You can pretty much, if you're willing to write the content, you can pretty much do whatever you want in there. But yeah, this is very, very exciting. Really, really happy that this is happening. And I think I couldn't think of a better company to do it. Free League Publishing just seems to be knocking it out of the park lately and becoming more and more popular. And this should be a huge hit, and I think it's one that we're all going to demand that we make time to play, and we're going to have to strap some people to chairs to make sure we have a group to get through this. That will be the real horror. It'll be an immersive experience for our friends and family.
This summer, you thought the alien was the scariest thing you could come across, but now the over-demanding GM.
Yeah, the worst. Talk to us in the comments. We want to hear from you if you're an Alien fan, if this is something you're looking forward to, if there's any parts of the Alien universe that you want them to include or to not include, maybe from the comic books, video games, all kinds of stuff.
As long as it's not that one really bad one that we shall not speak its name.
Oh, you mean Colonial Marines? I spoke its name.
You fool!
What about the mobile game? All right, let's get out of here before we summon them by repeating their names too many times. Thanks for listening. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Will.
And this was Roll for Crit. Make sure you click the like and subscribe buttons so you get more board game content from Roll for Crit.
Do it. Do it now.